everyone, I hope your day's going great. We're gonna jump into a look today using a lot of new things that I've turned up recently at Ulta. Where I don't have new things, I'm just gonna fill in the blanks with whatever I want. Thank you for being here with me today. I've got some things that have some like just wild claims. Like this from Catrice is the 1 minute face perfector. It always cracks me up when I'm editing, when I make the effort to hold it toward the camera, but the camera's like, yeah, I ain't focusing on that yet. This says one fits all. Moussey face perfector ensures flawless mattified complexion and natural makeup finish. Makes pores visibly disappear. Color adapts to any skin tone. Use as makeup or primer. I played with this some yesterday and I do think it had an impact on the pores. We're gonna try it again and I don't know, see if we would be content to use this just as makeup. I've tried the Catrice like mousse makeup before, and this is kind of a mousse-like texture, like Dream Matte Mousse, only maybe a little smoother, a little creamier. So I'm just blending this over my skin. Let's get in close for the nose. So I've already got my moisturizers and sunscreen and everything on. It's incredibly smoothing feeling. It feels just like I've got a cloud or something that I'm blending across the skin. But I can really see a difference in the pores around my nose. Like truly. That's interesting. The color really does seem to kind of just blend away into my skin. Calling something a perfector is just kind of like a huge claim that really is probably never going to be achieved by something that doesn't actually contain any coverage, you know? But oops, I got a little area here where the pores were still showing. Oh, I guess I just didn't cover it with this stuff because now that I have, I'm not really seeing the pores anymore. Skin feels super even, maybe a little more hydrated than it did before, but kind of silky, smooth, softened. I'm kind of into this, kind of liking it. I was in a makeup headband mood this morning, by the way, so yay for that. I'm keeping the Catrice train moving now. This is, by the way, if you're not familiar with Catrice, it's a drugstore price range brand that's sold in Ulta and on Ulta's website. So I got this on the website. A while back, months ago, I got this HD liquid coverage foundation that I use on and off. I wear it in sand beige. I really like it. I think it lasts really well. It has amazing coverage for the thinness of the product. So I'm going to use that today because we're bringing in a little baby friend. It's the 1 drop coverage weightless concealer. Again with the claims, 1 drop coverage. Full coverage, just says with hyaluron, sweat proof. I had this in 003 porcelain. It was very hard to tell what shade I might actually be judging by the website. But it says weightless, sweat-proof, ultra-long-lasting concealer with moisturizing hyaluron. Apply and blend 1 drop for full coverage. Shake before use. So yesterday, when I was trying to get a feel for this, coverage was good. I didn't think it was really doing what like Shape Tape or the e.l.f. Camo Concealer was doing, but it was pretty impressive considering the thinness of the product. But we're going to start first with the foundation. So this is the, again, the liquid coverage. I'm going to put a little bit up here. Whoa! Okay. That was a lot. Oh my gosh. It's running around. I need to just give it a little spread. Okay, a little bit from here. I don't know what I thought that dropper was doing there. I'm just gonna blend this in. I'm using my Sigma F84. I tend to enjoy the really dense brushes for foundations that are super thin like this. What do you like to use for the thin, kind of watery foundations? But look at how good the coverage is on this, even with it being so thin. Blend out the forehead. Got plenty for the forehead today. Found out we got raccoons breaking into our bird feeders in the night. A lot of them, to the tune of 5 or 6 raccoons getting in our backyard area. Not to point too many fingers without a full investigation, but a real like little raccoon hand size puncture is in our pool liner as well. And Bub has seen one in the pool. Oh my gosh. I'm really not sure what to do, but they're tearing it up back there in the backyard and I'm not a fan of that. So that foundation is blended in all over. I feel like it just looks great. Like, I mean, that's pretty darn near full coverage, like really, really close. So I guess I didn't leave this concealer with a ton of work to do, but I got some darkness here still, a little melasma and a little redness. So, okay, I'm gonna do 1 drop. There's a drop. There's a drop for that side, kind of. That didn't really want to come out. And a little here and here. And I do want brightness like kind of right up in here and along the nose. Then I think I'm going to use this Sephora Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush and I kind of stamp into my dot and then spread it out over the whole eye area. This is less than I used yesterday. Yesterday I gave myself like a dot here and a dot out here. I might need to go back and do that again. I mean, it's still pretty good coverage, like surprising coverage for so little. It is brightening. As you can see, it's a little lighter shade than the foundation I had on. And it blends in very easily. So now over here, see it kind of stamping in, and then I'll let a little come over there. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, you guys know what I'm usually dealing with here. Some darkness right in my cavern, as I like to call it. And, you know, a little darkness from the melasma out here, redness right in here. And I feel we tackled that pretty well. The only thing was that I didn't get like a real... I feel like this I got a little underserved because my drop was not very big. So I'm gonna let myself have just a little more there. I feel really, really satisfied with that coverage and hardly any product. Feel on the skin right now, my skin all over doesn't feel like super duper dry. There's just a hint of moisture maybe left behind on the skin from that. But gosh, complexion brought to you by Catrice. We've got the 1 Minute Face Perfector, we use the HD liquid coverage, and then the 1 drop coverage for the concealer. For setting powder, I got this new thing from Smashbox, and this is new to me. This has actually been around a while, and I'd wanted to try it for a long time, but when I saw this, I think the newness is that this is just the setting powder of this product from Smashbox. Like, they've had this style of thing for a while now where you grind and new product actually comes out. Like, you twist and you're grinding off fresh looseness. So I'm gonna do that a little bit here. Turn it, see what's happening. Got some fresh powder that just kind of fell to the bottom because I'm holding it up like this. But see, that's what we're working with. But it says just setting powder, shade 01. And the shade to look at, it seems like a little yellowy, maybe just a little dark compared to some other setting powders. But I'm gonna let a little bit come around the eye area. It does have kind of a silkiness to it. I don't know, do you guys think, I don't feel like it's darkening me up really, but it's just a little darker tone than a lot of setting powders sometimes are. And that tiny little twist amounted to even more loose powder than I would probably normally use on my face. I was using this yesterday and I got way too much. But I do think it set my makeup well because I had good staying power. I also didn't look overly dry. You know, if you're wondering about the wear of that concealer, it was pretty good, but I gotta kind of test that over a span of days and some different circumstances to really tell you for sure. So we may have mattified ourselves just even a little bit more, even though I think our foundation and concealer were pretty matte. What are your opinions on this powder? Did this used to be called Halo, or did it have a different name before? The box now just says Photo Finish Fresh Setting Powder. And again, it's a concept they've had for a while. I'd wanted to try it for a long time, and it just kind of got back in my memory when I noticed they were selling a setting powder like that. Next up, we're gonna jump off of that train and into something new that I got in a Milani PR package. This is the Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade called Sun Drenched. I'm not sure if this is sold at Ulta. I mean, I'll link to it if I see that it's out there right now, but this just came with kind of a bundle of newer Milani things. And it's been a while since I've used a Milani bronzer. Like, I'm thinking back to when they were selling the bronzer XLs, you know? I loved those. And I'm really liking the tone of this shade. It's got a little red in it, which, you know, I like. I feel like on my skin, it gives me kind of that natural, like, look I would actually have if I got some sun. And give myself a little gentle contouring here. Boom. I like that. There's also a little bit lighter shade that I liked on me as well called Suntan, and that's 03. This is 04 right there. So quite a leap between the two shades. I'm happy with that. I feel like I got a gentle contour here, but nothing too wild and crazy. I got a couple of new blushes. To the outside look, they seem a lot darker than they actually are, but they're these NYX Sweet Cheeks Glow. Under the new section at Ulta, they had these glowy blushes and they had a matte version, and you know I'm all about trying the glowy ones. So I got this one in the shade Fig, and look at that. Doesn't it seem kind of deep? Kind of like, what in the world is that going to be like blush-wise? Sometimes by the pictures online it's so hard to know. Then I got the shade Bang Bang, and this looks like a ruby red. And this just looks like a really pretty rosy flush on the cheeks. I was wearing this the other day. I thought, wow, that's gorgeous. This gives off a beautiful look as well. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques blush brush because I'm trying to use some different brushes, but it's so pretty. Like, you wouldn't expect this kind of a look out of it. Look how much kind of pinkiness it still gives off. I don't know. Even though it's got this look in the pan. Like, what? I love that tone. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Physicians Formula Saucy Mauve is doing for me also. I just really like these blushes where you get up close and it's like your skin has the most gentle sheen, nothing metallic, nothing that's like, wow, I can see down in your pores now. Like, it's just a nice, gentle little sheen, but a beautiful amount of color. But if I saw this in person, I'm not sure what I'd do. I'd probably just not even investigate. There's a video, happy surprises from the choices I've made on Ulta's website. Sorry, if you're new to my channel, we get excited about blush here. Then I didn't get like a brand new highlighter, but I'm gonna use my CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner palette. I really like the texture on these highlights. We'll go into this one on the end here that has the hint of pink tone, and just apply a little bit right in here. Swirl right over it. Gentle glow. Oh, yes. Loving. I feel like it's not overboard. It's a really pleasant texture. It's so soft. I really enjoy that highlight, you guys. Oh man. Lately I've been trying to let a little more highlight come up to the forehead area, just so it's catching the light more along the lines of what everything else is doing. And a little Cupid's bow, just because it doesn't like to get left out, even though I had a little like blemish above my lip. I don't know that I really needed to highlight that. So good. CoverGirl, you're killing it with the highlight. For a setting spray today, I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter, the Summer Solstice scent. It's nice. It's kind of like lived-in summer scent. Little outdoorsy. There's like a little freshness, but a little like, I don't want to say muskiness, but there's something else happening there with that setting mist. And I can really trust All Nighter. It will definitely get me through. Sorry, we're on a little hiatus from anything new right now in this video. I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to use my Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I wear this in the shade Ash Brown. It's a little pomade. I think it's just like the best little drugstore pomade ever. And I now welcome you to Brow Chats. This is where we stop talking about makeup and start talking about something really random in life. I'm not really sure what that is right now. Here's something I'd like to enlighten those of you who are parents or have a situation where you need to buy a gift for little kids. I'm gonna say in the ages of maybe 2 or close to 3 to maybe 5, even 6-year-old age. Look into these adorable magnetic paper dolls. They are awesome. The brand is, I think, Petit Collage, and they sell them in like little skinnier sets, and we have one that's kind of like a slim design, and it's one of those things that's nice to keep in my purse, and when you go to a restaurant, you know, you can bust it out. But they are so cute. Like really adorable. The one I have is like a little artist set. She's a little artist in her studio and she's got different outfits and then like different little paintings you can stick on her easel. There's a little sleeping cat. Like, it's so precious. And I found that randomly at that toy shop we discovered in Paducah, and Belle in particular is just all about it. And then I go on Amazon, and this brand has so many cute things, like a little magnetic outdoor picnic party thing. And there's like a fairy tale character set that's so cute. And you get like a couple of little magnetic dolls and they go in a stand and you can just dress them up. And so those sets are a little bigger, but I really like the way they close up because it's a nice boxed in design. I love Melissa and Doug stuff, and we have some of the Disney Princess magnetic dress up dolls from Melissa and Doug, but the way the storage is with those, they sell them to you in like an open wooden tray, and that can be tricky. You find yourself looking for low furniture that you can just kind of scoot it underneath, you know, because it can't really be turned on its side unless you want to completely undo the storage, but it's got nice little compartments and everything. But these from Petit Collage, I say they're a good gift because they're a little more off the beaten path, and I don't think you're going to run into them in as many stores. And my kids just have a ball fall with that kind of thing. So I wanted to let you know about it. They're ultra cute. They're a practical design. They're not oversized. If space is an issue, I mean, they'll be about the size of an average book that would go on a bookshelf, you know? A little thicker than that, but you know, you can store it that way. I think it's just great to find these toys that spark some creativity, spark some like thinking and designing and storytelling. That's what I see when I see them playing with that. Now, I was on complete autopilot mode for those brows. I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. So I'm gonna take my e.l.f. brow gel that I'm working through here, and we'll just send it on through. A little extra hold. A little extra hold never hurt nobody. Oh man, you guys, last night I made chili in the crock pot. What am I doing? Like, that's a very fall activity for me, but Bub's back to doing keto style eating, and chili can be a pretty good thing, you know, to eat keto. Plus, when I make it, I'll do like a double batch that involves 2 pounds of meat in it, and you know, we'll have something on hand for a while. I'm gonna be one who likes to add the cheddar cheese, sour cream, and Fritos. If you haven't put Fritos in your chili, please do that. But if you're eating keto, don't. I made that last night and I got in a really weird place as I was assembling. I was thinking like, is it fall? Like, this is a very typical fall me thing to do. But I don't know, don't be too worried until I start telling you that I've made chicken and dumplings in there or something. Then I'm really confused. No, there's no, food is not seasonal. Enjoy it whenever you want. Okay, here's the new palette that I got from Ulta's website. We're back to new from Ulta. This Lorac Luxe Diamond palette. I feel like I have not used my Lorac eyeshadows, period, in a while. But look at this. They're trying to jump on the train of different textures, right? They're gonna throw in a few of those like really, really almost glittery sparkle filled textures. Not a straight up glitter in here. We're not talking like Huda glitters or, you know, those couple of glitters that were in the new Milani palette. But we got some shades in here that are offering up some texture that needs to be worked with a little bit. I felt like I could achieve what I wanted to just by patting it on the lid, you know? So we have a few like that. Radiant, glamorous, and extravagant, but then we have a lot of really smooth mattes and nice shimmers. And if you're familiar with Lorac's textures, and maybe it has been a while since you've used a Lorac palette, like they are so soft. I'm gonna go into this shade called Fifth Avenue. They will kick up some excess. You need to be tapping that off. But something that really like caused me to, yes, go for this palette is I love the mauvey look and the reds on my eyes. It takes my eye color and makes it look almost green in like natural light. And I think that's so cool. So I'm blending some of this Fifth Avenue shade. I'm gonna use a little more, but like a lot comes up when you tap in. It's a fairly intense crease color if you ask me. Let's see, I say we deepen it up just a little bit more. We go down here maybe to this color called Luxury. It's a little bit deeper brown, but still kind of has some warmth in it. But this is making me want to go back and like pull out my Lorac Pro 1 and Pro 2 unzipped palettes. You know, it really is a quality eyeshadow texture for sure. I feel like Lorac has just maybe lost a little visibility because they're not like, I don't know, do you have Lorac in your Ulta store? I feel like I'm seeing them online, but not maybe in store so much. Taking the shade called Carrot, which is just a matte cream up here, and blending over the edge of my crease. Maybe we take this like coppery shade called Cushion Cut right here and get a little bit of that and let that come up above. I think I want to try the golden sparkly shade called Extravagant on the lid. And yesterday with that different texture, like I said, I got a pretty satisfying look and no fallout, just patting it on my lid with my finger. Today I want to try to give it a little something different to adhere to, so I'm going to use some glitter glue under this ultra shimmery shade, because these are colors that, unlike, you know, all the softer textures in a Lorac palette, these few shades that seem a little more gritty, they do not swatch as impressively as some of the other things. You know, they're just different in texture, but I think if you know how to work with them, they can give you a pretty great payoff. I'm targeting most of this glitter glue on like the inner half of my lid. Then I'm gonna take my really, really flat e.l.f. brush here, and I'm gonna pick up Extravagant. Ooh, it's like a gold with a brownish type shimmer. Okay, this is gonna be, I think, different than what we expect. Ooh. Okay, that is really rich. Actually quite a bit different texture from Glamorous right next door. Glamorous is more of a sheer wash, and this has a little bit more of a real shimmery shadow embedded in it. Interesting. They're full of surprises in this palette. I'm just gonna let that pat all over kind of like the outer 2/3 of my lid. That's kind of deep, kind of sultry looking. What do we think about that shade mixing with the mauve color in the crease? I kind of like that merging of those two shades. That's got to be about the deepest, darkest, richest kind of gold color ever. I think I may have gotten a little fallout, but not bad. Then let's try Radiant. This shade is more like the texture of Glamorous right there. So Radiant and Glamorous seems to be on par with one another. Ooh, on top of the glitter glue. Yes, glitter glue says come to mama. Oh my. Very intense. And it's kind of able to still overlap the deeper shade and hold its own. What do we think, guys? I feel very intensely shimmery on my lids right now. Wowza. Then, oh, I know exactly what I want to do around the inner corner because it looked so pretty yesterday. This color called Diamonds right here. It's just a classic shimmer. It looked really pretty going right around here. Look how brightening. Right around that inner corner. Now, I think they said something on the website about this eyeshadow actually being infused with crushed diamonds or something. I need to reinvestigate that claim. On both eyes, I got that shadow like literally in my tear duct. That's great. Okay, it says it includes new Diamond Shine and Loraque's beloved Velvety Matte and Metallic Shimmer. So I guess some of these things that are giving this crazy shimmery look are the Diamond Shine. The Diamond Shine formula contains 100% certified authentic diamonds milled into a fine cosmetic grade dust for superior brilliance. I'm wearing diamonds. Shades are amino acid treated for lastingness and color purity. Chamomile and cornflower extracts provide skin soothing benefits. Cucumber extract helps hydrate the lids. Now, a shade that I have not yet worked into this look is this color called Ruby, and that is gorgeous. I had that on in yesterday's look and I just thought it was next level, really brilliant. But it's kind of funny because if you take out Fifth Avenue, and you take out Glamorous and you take out Ruby, you've got a really basic, just kind of brownie neutral palette here, right? But those few shades kind of like, I don't know, bring in some different ideas. I'm gonna take just a little Ruby on a small brush. Just let me play, okay? Don't worry, it'll all be fine. We're gonna put this in the outer corner. Like, let this color radiate from the crease. I just feel like it would be so pretty alongside that dark gold. But packed on, that shade is just on fire. It's so nice. Even if you don't get this palette, I would say rediscover your Loraque eyeshadows, people, because they're great. Then maybe we take Wispy White and a little bit of this color called Posh. What is that? Just kind of a light, warm, peachy brown. And I'm letting Posh come inward here, right over this area where I sometimes struggle to blend. I don't know, is it showing much? I've worked it up a bit darker than I expected to, and it's coming like right up next to my brow. Don't mind it. Trying to decide if I want to do anything really special on that lower lash line. Kind of want to see just what this color called Rich is all about. It looks like sort of a charcoal shimmer. Oh, that has the potential to be really dark, like it's a near black shimmer. Just let that kind of smudge and smoke there. I just wanted to see what it was all about. So far, like, this might be my favorite kind of combo texture palette, you know? The Milani one, I thought it had some really pretty things going on, some different kind of unique colors, and I pat them on the back for that. But there's a bit more of a user-friendly quality to this one, I feel. There we go. I think I'm gonna go light in the lower inner rim today, using my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight. And maybe rich brown on the liner. Let's do this Milani Stay Put Matte in the Coffee Matte shade. I hope you guys can see how dazzling the sparkle on that lid is right now. It's so fun. And yet this Milani 17-hour liner is rich enough and opaque enough to go over it all. I'm not winging it today, just doing a standard line like that. Makeup is so fun, guys. Like, how cool that you can kind of go in and not really have a direction every day, and you can just sit down and play a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, that's not where I get my satisfaction, is out of a, like, okay, and now I've got the perfect look. No, it's just the process. It's just having fun. Enjoy the process. It all washes off at the end of the day. To me, it's soothing, it's relaxing. I say that during probably the least relaxing portion of this look, the liquid liner. But overall, you know, I get a lot of enjoyment out of this. Thank you for being here. This is nice. I can see that my battery is running a little bit lower than it usually does at this stage in the game, so I am going to go ahead and take care of lashes and then be back with lips for you. All right, friends, I just curled mascara and put I just curled my lashes and I put mascara on. This is that Cabaret Premier that I got off of Amazon not all that long ago. So it's a pretty decent, dark, lengthening, thickening mascara. Not quite as lengthening maybe as Superhero or something like that, but it does a decent job. And then the last thing, this was something I got in my little haul. I noticed Revlon has this new line of Super Lustrous The Gloss. So they're once again remaking Super Lustrous Lip Gloss, which is an amazing line of glosses that I remember using way back in the day. Do you remember when they had the square kind of packaging? And I remember me and my sister just really being into that. And when we'd make our little Walgreens visits, like, I'd seek that out. Now they've got this, and I chose the shade Indulge in it off of the website. It just looks like a creamy color with hardly any shimmer in it. And then lo and behold, just yesterday, I got a PR package with all the shades of this. So I'm really excited about that. You know, I'm pretty enthused about most Revlon lip products that come out. So you may be seeing a try on in the near future. Let me know if you're interested, but this is what they've done. They have made the doe foot bigger. It holds more product. This shade that I have, it's kind of like a deep sort of raisin type color. It really does work with this eye look. I find myself having to flip the applicator over because there's so much product in that doe foot. But you definitely don't need to dip in for any extra. It kind of shapes the lips nicely around the Cupid's bow. There is definitely an element of sheerness to this shade, but I do like the color. Kind of like really deep dusty rose, right? Very interested to try the rest of the selection, so that was really, really cool that that showed up on my doorstep. But yeah, this is the look we're working with today. I was actually pretty impressed by the way these Catrice complexion products came together. I do think the 1 minute face perfector, I don't really know why they put the 1 minute on there, because really it didn't even take a minute for me to blend this in. It blends in very easily, but the main effect I noticed on my skin was pores. Maybe a slight bit of skin tone evening, but not in a corrective sense over areas where you're really uneven or discolored or something. But a really nice effect on pores. And now that I'm seeing my finished face, I'm looking up at my nose, I can see like everything looks so even there. I of course like the HD liquid coverage. That wasn't a brand new thing for me, but the 1-drop coverage is pretty darn impressive too. I mean, it really does not take much. I do not look dry or like I have a thick amount of product there, because I really don't. You guys saw how minimal that was. So that was pretty cool. I think the Smashbox, you know, kind of grinded up powder is a bit of a gimmick. It was something that I'd been curious about for quite some time, and oh no, if you don't use everything in there, it will shake out and kind of get messy around the edge. I feel like one little grind, because it will grind all over the surface of this, it tends to be a little more powder than I would probably use all over my face in one sitting. I really like that Milani bronzer. I love this blush, especially in the shade Fig, the Sweet Cheeks blush with a little bit of glow. I just love the effect that that ended up giving off. What else was new in this video? I think we're pretty much left with, you know, the Revlon gloss, which really is the texture you've probably come to know from Revlon's Super Lustrous Gloss. I think they're just kind of updating the delivery method and probably changing up the shades, but I'm excited to dig into that more. And then this Lorac Luxe Diamond Palette, I mean, goodness. It's a beautiful selection of neutrals with some really fun pops in there. I'm extra impressed with what glitter glue can do for some of those very shimmery shades. And I could see this palette being a really good friend of mine as we go into fall. I love like kind of these peachy mauve shades in here. Ruby again is so pretty. That may be one of the best red eyeshadows I've used. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, guys. I feel like we got kind of a special family of people who enjoys the get ready with me, the long drawn out get ready videos. So thank you for choosing to spend your time here. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed and a comment. And as always, let me know your requests. I'll see you again soon. Bye.